Representative Hammoud.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you for your testimony. Morning. So I agree that we have a problem, and I like to refer to the task force report and the recommendations that came out of the report. But I disagree with the notion that locals, municipalities, as we heard in earlier testimony, quote unquote, a failure of local government. Our police and firefighters who sacrifice every single day and who've already sacrificed and earned and promised benefits. And I use the city of Dearborn, for example, where our police new hires and firefighters nearly a decade ago stopped taking DB plans and kind of shifted over to HSA plans. But now healthcare costs are rising, and we have legislators in D.C. Who are working on continuously severing the marketplace, which cause healthcare costs to implode and continue to rise. And then we here at the state level are monitoring these municipality funding levels, and we now say, well, you're not meeting the levels that we require, and now what you refer to as you're going to send in the skinny emergency manager law, I call the OPEB death squad, to go in and kill off more benefits. And so now we're asking police and fire to again sacrifice even more when it was not their fault that the assumptions did not meet, because we have legislators at the state level, at the federal level, who are continually working to cause healthcare costs to rise. And so for me, this bill is kind of not level-handed in that it focuses on just the shortcomings of local municipalities yet. I don't see a corrective actioning plan for the $8 billion in short funding that the state did not pass on to locals. And I would love to see what the rate of return would have been over 15 years on $8 billion. I would assume that would cover the majority of this unfunded liability. Yet that's nowhere, there's no bill here that says we're going to give a one-time lump sum of $8 billion. Because that's over 15 years, that's how much we've short funded these local municipalities. So how is this bill level-handed when, again, at the state level, we just continually attack local municipalities for their shortcomings, but it's here at the state level that we've kind of caused this crisis? You testified in support of this package. You testified in support of House Bill 4001, which eliminated the income tax, which would have blew a $10 billion in our budget. You testified in support of House Bill 5013, in support of the auto no-fault legislation, which would have added the $100 million to our Medicaid, which all would have shifted the tax burden to taxpayers. And now you're here testifying in support of this bill with the hopes that it does not shift additional burden to taxpayers. And so I have to say that you're probably not the go-to experts on how to mitigate risk to taxpayers. Before assuming office, I'm getting there, I promise.
Please get to the question.
Before assuming office, I assisted in the management of the nation's largest retiree trust fund, the UAW retirees. And when I helped in managing the cost, the first thing we did was not subjugate them to an emergency manager. We actually went in there and we found ways to switch from a brand name drug to a generic drug, identify inappropriate health care, and it saved us tens of millions of dollars. So I guess my question is, what alternative solutions has the Chamber and the Association explored before supporting this package?
Well, first of all, we don't view giving taxpayers their money back as a tax increase. So I don't know how you get there from the income tax.
And you eliminate the road funding, you eliminated the Department of Education funding.
Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to ask that you answer the question in response to the legislation that's at hand. Committee members know, let's not be bringing other bills into this. We'll allow the process to play itself out in committee or on the House floor, but let's keep to the bills that are currently at hand.
I have nothing to answer.